Hi, I'm James the Box Office Artist, and welcome to The Throwback, episode number 3. And this is the series where I go back through my old art. Could be my professional work in comic books, could be my concept work, could be my work in high school. And that is actually where we are going to today. And we're talking about early high school here. This is like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, around grade 9, grade 10. And that's where I drew my very first comic book for myself, and it is a title called Blood Warriors. And I have this right here. This is a mini comic. These were really big back in the 90s, you guys remember. So I would actually draw each one of these pages, size as 11 by 17, shrink them down, try to photocopy them correctly. I'd go down to the photocopier. I believe it was like an Office Depot back then, and I would go print them out, 5 cents a page or 3 cents a page depending, and I would print them all out and I would staple them together with my really long stapler, and I would make these comic magazines, and yeah, it was a fun time. So I would love to show you that art right now. Okay, this is the very first comics I did. I did this early in my high school career, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. But it was the very first mini comic I did. I drew all these pages on the weekends. I did 2 pages a weekend, and I put together a book. It was about 24 pages long. And I only did 1 issue. I planned on doing a few, but I ended up only doing 1. Okay, so here are the covers, and as you could tell, this was the original cover to the magazine. Now these, I don't remember if you guys remember these mini comics, but pretty much they're letter-sized papers that were, folded in half, and then stapled down the middle. So I would actually have a special stapler to staple this. I bought one, and yeah. So this was the original cover, and this was an alternate cover, and then this is actually the special edition. And this is the special edition with the colored cover. I colored this with actually markers. Size as, with actual markers, and then I colored it, and then I'll actually open it up, and then this is the actual full page spread of these characters, and they're called the Blood Warriors. Blood Warriors. Very influenced, okay, I'll tell you guys, it was very influenced by a few things. Number one, in wrestling, I'm not sure if you guys are wrestling fans, but the Road Warriors, or the Legion of Doom, those are one of my favorite wrestlers, so influenced by them. Hence the spiky shoulder pads, as you can see here. They have very spiky shoulder pads. And they were influenced by Jim Lee's designs on Stormwatch. There was one character there, I forgot his name. Was his name Heat? No, it wasn't Heat, but I forgot his name. But he had art plating on his chest, very similar to this. So I did that, added spikes and all this stuff. Like, this is the 90s, okay? This is what we were into in the 90s, right? So we had the one guy here with the wings. He had the wings, and then this one guy here. I forgot how he was different from the other guys, but this guy, his name was Damien, and I forgot their names. Maybe I'll just quickly go back through this just to get you the names, and then we'll go through the comic book. I forgot. Yeah, guys. Here we are. Here's the names. Here, Jonathan Edwards, codename Renegade. Alexander Goldstein, codename Scythe. Damien Robertson, codename Hunter. Okay, so they were the 3. And they all had these suits of armor. And the basic story was that this alien armor. Okay, and I'll show that to you in the first few pages here. Okay, in the White House, this ship crash lands in near the White House, and they're like, "What's going on?" And it's like this alien ship, and then this alien armor comes out of it and attacks. Okay, this is like actually a prequel. This is actually a pre-story, these first few pages. I actually drew these after the main story, just to flesh it out. So that's where this armor came from. It's like an alien armor that looks like a biker, metal spike gang type thing. Okay. So this is the actual page. This was the first page. This was a lot of fun. As you can see here, let me see if I can focus a little bit for you guys. Here, see, there's the characters overlooking. As you can tell here, I didn't know how to draw backgrounds yet at the time. I think I would look at a lot of comic book reference and then look at that, but not understanding how perspective worked at all. I was just trying to copy exactly what I saw. So yeah, so there he is overlooking, and the main story was like this guy here. He was a government agent, and then he was abducted by a bunch of white supremacists. Okay, so he was an African American, and they abducted him because he was dating a white woman at the time, and they killed her. They killed her because of that, and I think that caused him to go into the program where he would actually wear these suits. It's a very lame story, I know, but it was the beginning of high school. What do you expect? Okay, so let me show you some of this art here. Again, this one here. I think I was looking in reference to the comic book, but I could tell already. Like, look at all these perspective lines going completely off. This is completely wrong the way this is drawn, but you know, it's okay for the time. 9. Here's my White House here. This guy's talking, and you see the faces here. You know, the way I shaded faces here, as you could tell, my love for black started really early, right? I still ink things like this right now, but you know, the way I would shade these faces, pretty much it's because I'm looking at reference in comic books. I would have no idea about lighting, or really understood what lighting was and how that would affect something in 3D. Like here, I was just adding black because I saw it in the comic book. I thought it would be cool to add black where these cheeks are, without fully understanding what's going on. And then this girl here is walking into the alley. You know, it's the same old story. You see this in every comic. And then he sees her from top here getting attacked, and then boom, 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 and he beats all these guys here. And see here, ooh, it's pretty violent stuff. Let's zoom in here. See, whoosh, starting hitting away here, crash. So, and then I remember the comment when one of my friends first read this. He's like, how come this guy has this gigantic, you know, suit of armor, you know, this, you know, weapon, and then he's out there trying to bring down biker gangs with it, right? So that's why I kind of fleshed out the story. That's when I brought in the alien technology part, and that this was actually just a stop on the road. Like, this is before they actually went on their first real mission, where they would fight like these alien creatures, right? But I never got around to drawing that. So, okay. And then here's his teammates here. This guy's, you know, his name was Scythe. So he had these little like sharp, you know, things here, sharp wings. And this is Renegade. He just has guns. Oh, that's a good example though, how I didn't really understand lighting. Here's a good example though. When you zoom in here a little bit, you'll see the lighting. Like I'll have lighting here going here like this. So I have light, you know, shadows going here. Like I'd have shadows going here, but no shadows on the spikes. You know, I'd have shadows going here, lights from the top, but for some reason I have shadow that's like right on top of his bicep there. Makes no sense. See, I have shadows coming from this spike's going down, but shadows on this spike's going to the side, you know? So I was just pretty much, I'm just trying to copy things I see in comic books at the time, not really understanding why, you know, placing shadows where they need to be, right? So that's something I learned a little bit later on. Okay, and then they had this task force that was going to go after them. This was cool. This was my take, you know, very Wildcats-esque, you know, Wildstorm Wildcats-esque. Wet Works, those was my influence for these guys here. So we got like, what were their names? Their names are down here. But this was like the super team, right? This is my Avengers that I created here. And what were their names again? Heat, Switchblade, Cypress, Tank, Tracker, Skywatch, and Hotwire. Hotwire, this is Hotwire. Look at that. Very, very Chimley ripoff-ish. At the time, early high school, what do you expect? Early high school. And then, just turn the page one more time. In the end, and we find out the big government agent, he's the guy behind all of these things. Woo! Stuff you heard a million times over. For sure. So that was the first comic, and like I was very proud of this. I brought this to a convention, I believe, once, and I actually went to stores. I actually went to stores and made a deal with made a deal with the owners, like they would sell it and then we would split the profits 50-50, and I think I sold like 5 copies of this over there. And I sold more when quite a few actually when I was at the con. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, this was a lot of fun for sure. I think when I was in high school, I did about 2. Oh, and here's a group shot of the units. They were called the Unit, United Nations International Team. Units, right? And then there's this character here, very Angela inspired. But number one, I forgot what her name was, and she was a good guy. And in fact, I put her on the cover. She's here, so I have no idea who she is. But yeah, this is my very first mini comic that I've put together. My very first drawn comic for myself. It was called Blood Warriors, and yeah, so I have a few copies of this still lying around here, and it's just neat to see the stuff I was doing back in high school. So I did an issue of this. I did an issue of this other comic, and then yeah, and after that I just started doing samples. So that was Blood Warriors. Lots of fun. This is a collector's item, people. Collector's item, right? So that was a lot of fun. It was a great learning experience, and gave me something to do on the weekends. So yeah. So looking back on that, it was like very nostalgic, remembering what I was doing at the times I was drawing these things. So it was great. So thank you guys for watching. I know a lot of you like seeing my old art. And I really do appreciate that. I have a whole stack of art I still need to go through, so I'm going to have a lot more of these episodes where I will be going through a lot of my old stuff. But I thank you all for watching. Please continue to follow me on all my social media networks. They are in the description below. Please comment below. Please hit that like button if you liked my old high school art, or if you thought it was bad, please hit that like button and make me feel a lot better. Please also follow me on my daily vlog channel, youtube.com/JamesRays, and please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. My name is James. I'm the box office artist. Keep drawing, and I will see you guys next time.